Alright guys, it's Richard. I'm back with part 2 of Harvester, a let's play on a point-and-click game from the 90s. I might have oversold it, just, a little in the intro and the last part, but if you want to catch up to where we are now, go back and watch that. There'll be a link down below for part 1. You can just visit my BitChute or YouTube page to catch yourself up. Being said, let's get started and see if we can actually get some of the creepy goodness of Harvester on the screen for you today. Alright, so we've got the load screen here. Pick up where we left off after part 1. Waiting. Alright, here we are outside the Potsdam residence where we left off. And, if we had talked to Mr. Potsdam further, he would have alluded to our upcoming wedding with Stephanie being held at a mortuary instead of the lodge because, well, damn it, he just couldn't get in. But, let's go check out the mortuary, because it's a little weird. Alright, we got the hood, and oh, here's the mortuary. It's a nice looking little chapel. Should be a good place to get hitched. Oh, it's cozy and quaint. Alright, let's check out the main chapel here. I could see myself totally getting hooked up to that sweet Stephanie. Rows and rows of empty wooden pews, caked with the dust of indifference. Looks like nobody really cares to attend the funeral services in this mortuary. Well, this looks nice. A hauntingly beautiful stained glass window in which a man holds a scythe in one hand and some ethereal power in the other. Goddamn. A small lectern for a priest. And the imprint of a head, buttocks, and sliding heels are scraped into the thick dust of the pew. So, looks like we've got mostly just maybe 1 or 2 attendees to the funerals held in this fine establishment. Alright, I believe the man in charge is in here, so let's check it out. Ah, there he is. Let's see what gives.
Stephen.
Who are you?
I am Daniel Moynihan, mortician and proprietor of the Wayward Hotel.
Most
it's a
people
hotel
ask me
too.
why I don't remember their names.
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve.
Such a kidder.
Besides, as one who deals with the dead, I try not to involve myself in the affairs of the living. Your loss of memory is of no concern to me, true or false. Ironic, considering my recent involvement in a charity event.
What are you talking about?
My complaints were central to the scheduling of the upcoming Harvest Bake Sale. I'm gratified the Order of the Harvest Moon got involved. The proceeds will certainly help cover my losses.
Oh, looks like he's running his business at a loss. Let's talk about that.
It seems that, like some elephant's graveyard, people of low station come to Harvest to die. They simply drop dead, penniless, and they all need burials. God knows, by putting these people up at the Wayward Hotel, I do more than my fair share. So why must I pay for the coffins and burial materials as well?
It's terrible.
My losses to the dead are substantial. Hopefully the bake sale will offset some of them.
Let's hope for your sake. Let's talk about this bake sale.
This bake sale is a joint effort of the Harvest Pt2 and the Order of the Harvest Moon. The proceeds will be used to set up a fund for transients. In other words, bums and societal rejects without families who wander into Harvest uninvited.
Then, the Order is setting up shelters for the homeless?
Not shelters. Graves. You see a great number of these hobos die while passing through.
At your hotel.
Don't ask me why, it's what those people do. Use your common sense, Stephen, memory or no. If they were involved in setting up homeless shelters, then why would I be involved? And why would I be sustaining losses?
It's perfect logic. Alright, we've talked about the losses. Let's talk about the Order of the Harvest Moon, see if we can squeeze anything else out of the sky.
As always, the Order of the Harvest Moon has taken the lead in addressing our societal ills. Through their sponsorship of the blood drive and the bake sale, the Lodge ensures that all our needs are met.
Needs. Such as...
Pardon me, there are corpses to prepare. And my losses
And I
have been
love the sound of
substantial
preparing
to date.
those corpses every single
If
time
you're
this guy
sincerely
speaks.
interested in the Order, however, you should stop by the Lodge and speak with the Sergeant-at-Arms.
Why should I be interested, Mr. Moynihan?
Of all the spots in Harvest, the Lodge is the most prominent, literally and figuratively. It is the ambition of everyone here to join. And join you must to attain wisdom.
What
You
kind
must
of
join.
If I knew, I'd be a member. I have the feeling you have what it takes to join the Order, Stephen. We all believe that. Whether or not you live up to your potential is up to you.
Seems like this guy knows a lot more about me than I know about him. Let's check out some things around here. Bye, Moynihan.
I'd say it's been a pleasure, but I find the company of the living so wearisome.
Sorry to bug. Alright, what we got in the sink? A very nasty looking sink. We got a fan. Its whirring blades barely stir the stench-laden air. Anything here we can take? The glue. On the counter sits a new tube of Astro Glue. Oh, I'd like some of that. Anything else? Nope. The needle lies on 33 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm Canadian, so I don't fucking know what that means. Anyway, let's see if we can get the glue.
You can't have that, Stephen. I need it for my work.
Don't call me
And
Steven.
may I say you're a rude young man for attempting to steal it.
I was only gonna borrow it.
Indeed. And have you anything I could hold as security?
Let's
Security. Like what? Money?
I'm afraid that's not good enough.
Oh,
I need
more
that
than money.
glue for my work. You must present me with something significant if you'd have me part with it.
Let's see what we have. Let's see. We got the lube and some aspirin, tampons. I wonder if he's interested in tampons. Let's see.
Why should I care about that?
It's true. He's not trying to stop people from bleeding after all. Alright, let's get out of here. We'll come back when we have something to trade. Okay, let's go check out one of the more juvenile characters in this game, because I like that kind of humor. Mr. Johnston. There he is.
Hello,
Little Mr.
Steve.
Johnson,
How's the husband-to-be?
Other than having no memory, I guess I'm alright.
I guess.
All right. You should be ecstatic, considering what you're getting into, if you haven't gotten into it already.
Haha.
Speaking of which, I heard Stephanie was grounded. Her daddy's worried about getting his meat.
He
Well,
is.
if I were him, I'd be more concerned about Stephanie getting some meat.
Right. And you are...
One big
You
bird.
always were a kidder, Steve.
Such a kidder.
I'm Mr. Johnson, remember? Glad you stopped by. Just got finished waxing the tucker.
The
I
Tucker.
could use a little relaxation. But since Edna's not here, I might as well talk to you.
He likes him some Edna. Let's find out more about this Edna.
Edna Fitzpatrick is one of the snootiest women in town. I declare there isn't a woman in Harvest that turned me away. If I was interested, that is.
Right.
Just because she owns DNAs, she's got all these highfalutin ideas about independence.
Damn
Her with a
independent
little
women.
girl to raise. That child needs a father. And Edna, well, she needs a good hard penis.
That's right. Just like every Edna. Alright, let's talk about a penis.
What makes you so sure she needs a penis?
You saying Edna's getting it from someone else? Like maybe that damn Sheriff Dwayne?
Dwayne.
He's over at DNA Steiner every day from noon to 1. eating his dadgum pie. And I got a feeling he'd like Edna for dessert. Sure, it's the only diner in town, but I'm sure he's got more on his mind than food.
Probably. He likes himself some pie, after all. Let's talk about the diner.
I'll admit DNA's diner does good business. But money isn't everything to a woman. Can money keep you warm at night? Can you wrap your thighs around it? Or rake bloody gashes in its back with your painted hollowed fingernails?
This guy's got issues.
Edna! Edna! So, how's Stephanie?
Speaking of painted harlot fingernails, let's talk about Stephanie, because he's a perv.
Speaking of Stephanie, I still haven't gotten an invitation to the wedding yet.
I wonder
don't
why.
have anything to do with that.
That's okay. Personally, I'd prefer a pass to the honeymoon.
I bet you would, you fucking
You
perv.
could use the back seat of my Tucker for the maiden voyage. It's plenty big. Believe you me. I'd drive you around. And I wouldn't look in the back seat. I guarantee it.
Guaranteed.
So if you'd like to come up front and take the wheel a while, I wouldn't say nay.
I bet. Alright, that's enough. I don't want to talk about your stupid fucking car.
Bye now.
Bye. Let's go hit it, though, because that's fun. Fuck your car. Alright. Let's get out of here, because Mr. Johnson, other than being entertainingly perverted, has little else to offer. But let's visit the pervert that lives next door to him, the Wasp Lady, in the abandoned house. This place could sure use a gardener, and everything else. The attic window is the perfect nesting grounds for wasps. I wonder what else is. The old car is the perfect nesting ground for wasps. Let's go in, shall we? And there's the other pervert in this town. Well, lots of people in this town are perverted, but of these two, she's right up there.
It's not often that I get visitors.
Are you the Wasp Woman?
I am Pt2 Crumb. The ignorant of harvest called me the Wasp Woman. A pejorative, no doubt.
No doubt.
Born of fear and a poverty of imagination.
I don't understand.
The politics of honey. The Judeo
The politics of honey.
of sacrifice and conventional taboos against unbridled pleasure are all responsible for the prejudice against wasps.
Those wasps and their unbridled pleasure. Let's talk about the pleasure.
Yes, a great deal of pleasure. The wasp is a sensual being, not a laborer. Hedonistic instead of industrial. Some think them quick to anger. In truth, they are easily swayed to ecstasy.
Tell me more.
They penetrate your flesh,
Mm-hmm.
and the muscular contractions in their thorax as they pump venom could be likened to the muscular contractions of ejaculation.
You dirty
Each
bitch.
painful welt, an act of love.
Well, let's talk about sacrifice.
When a bee stings, it rips itself apart and dies for its audacity.
How dare it?
This appeals to those raised worshipping a god that demands sacrifice and atonement.
The Judeo-Christian reference.
But the wasp is promiscuous. They are not as sympathetic to the masses because they don't die when they sting. They live to sting another day, and they take pleasure from it.
Goddamn. Alright, enough of this, dirty old woman. Let's, take a look around her nice little home here. A rather colorful picture of a wasp. Wonder what this is. A wasp nest. Let's check out the fridge. The ice box is sealed shut with wasp nests. How does she eat? From the sounds of it, these cabinets are infested with wasps. Anything in the stove? No? No? Alright, let's get out of here and check something else out. For later reference, there is a manhole cover here, as there is one outside of Mr. Johnson's house, and we'll need that later at some point. Cemetery, nothing interesting there right now, so we don't want to go to the lodge because that sounds pretty damn dangerous. Let's check out the general store. Phelps's Confectionery. The neon letters drone relentlessly, eternally frozen at 4:05. This guy up front, he's too busy working to notice you. Alright, let's head in. Well, she looks nice. Let's talk to her.
Can I help you, dear?
Who are you?
This is Phelps General Store, so who would that make me? Maybe you need to go back to Gein Memorial and have Miss Whaley teach you about logic.
I'm fuzzy on a lot of things these days. My memory's gone.
Pshaw, you always were a kidder, Steve.
Such
I'm
a
serious,
kidder.
I need some help.
Well, they say a sharp blow to the head is a good thing for amnesia.
Do
In
they?
which case, I'd recommend Miss Whaley again. Then again, they say a good scare can jog the memory. In which case, I'd advise you to visit the Sergeant at Arms over at the lodge. That man gives me the willies. Speaking of willies, how's your father?
Don't know.
Huh.
Haven't seen him.
I never
Care
caught
to
the
buy
Willy
anything
joke
today?
before. Yeah, I'd like to buy something. Let's check out what she has.
Just point to whatever you want. I'm a little hard of hearing.
Alright. Alright, what do we got here? Coffee. A cow is bleeding a robust coffee on these Harvest Blend coffee can labels. Okay. A slightly used wrench. You must pay Mrs. Phelps before you can buy anything. I wonder how much it costs. Soup cans. Cans of soup or possibly rat poison. I guess there's only one way to find out. Ah. An adult magazine for 25 cents. Damn, inflation sure has caught up with us. Back then, just 25 cents for a nudie mag. You must pay Mrs. Phelps before you can buy anything. Just like anything else. Black electrical tape. You must pay Mrs. Phelps before you can buy anything. So, perhaps we can trade this tape in, but I think we'll need more than 25 cents. Anyways, that seems to be all her wares. Let's give her 25 cents and get ourselves a little porno. There's our quarter. Here you are. The only thing a quarter will buy you is an adult magazine.
A girly magazine?
Damn
Why,
right.
Steve, I'm surprised at you.
I'm a
I'd
young
expect
man.
that sort of thing from Deputy Loomis, but never from you. He's always coming in here oogling the girly magazines behind my counter.
Looks like I'm
Darned if
solving a
I'd sell
problem
him
for
one,
you.
though. I know his wife, for heaven's sakes.
Well, will you sell me one?
I certainly will, Steve. That kind of interest is healthy for a young fellow.
Damn right.
Stares him away from being a fireman.
Sounds like she don't like firemen. Do I have the girly magazine? Adult magazine. Use magazine on Steve. Can I look at it?
Well, that didn't work.
It doesn't help my health. Alright, well, let's just exit then. Alright. Well, we got ourselves a nudie magazine. I don't think there's really anything else in here of interest until we get some more money or something else to give Mrs. Phelps. Moving right along. Alright. We got the post office here and the barber shop. Let's cover those. 41% off packing peanuts. Assorted colors. Oh my god. I must buy packing peanuts. I'd like to talk to this lady. A blind woman is trying to read her mail. No talkie-talkie. These mailboxes seem hardly used. Not a whole lot of mail coming into Harvest. A zip code map with Harvest dead center. 3 clocks, 3 times. Let's chat this guy.
Yes?
I need some help. Mr.
Postmaster Boyle, what can I do for you today?
Postmaster Boyle. I guess we'll ask about that.
Sorry, youngster, we're out of applications right now.
Damn.
Come on, you must have one around here somewhere.
Well, I do have the master, but you can't write on that. And I
Nope.
only make copies once a month, on the button, regular as clockwork.
You anal retentive bastard.
It's not the effort, son. It's the principle. We must adhere to our standards. They're all that stand between civilization and chaos.
Chaos, I tell you.
Sorry, you'll just have to come back in a month, same as anyone else. And even then, I can't guarantee you'll get an application. The line is always long, and there are never enough to go around.
It's very important that I get in quickly.
That's what they all say. Postmaster Boyle, I'll just die if I don't get into the lodge. Can't
Probably
make an exception,
literally.
young man. Just wouldn't be right.
Wouldn't be right. The whole world would come to a crashing halt if I had to make any more copies of the lodge application form, except on the day that I determine, and with the amount that I decide. You're useless.
Next time you post, don't forget the zip code.
What else we got here to look at? Bake sale, bake sale. Seems important. Not much else of note here, so we'll leave it for now. I'm sure we'll have to come back to get a lodge application at some point, or something. Let's check out this barber shop here. I think there's a bunch of conspiracy theorists in it. Where's my tinfoil hat? Mr. Pastorelli, how you been? He doesn't respond, not understanding English. Well, I guess there's no there. Let's talk to one of these yokels.
Hello
Parsons.
there, youngster. They say them aliens I was telling you about? Well, they came back last night. Cut another crop circle in my south field.
How
Them
come I never
aliens.
seen none of them saucers, Clam?
Them aliens is wild, Pete. You don't cross the intergalactic void without learning a trick or two.
Nope.
You know what Pastorelli did? Yesterday, he gets an alarm system to protect his pole. Only he don't know how to rig it, so now
His
it's all
pole?
right.
What's this about a pole?
Why, that barber's pole is his pride and joy.
Oh,
Brought
I
it all
see.
the way over from Italy, wrapped all specialized.
Very nice.
It ain't nothing but colored glass with some bulbs stuck up in it, but he thinks it's the be-all end-all. Installed that alarm system just to protect it. Though who in tarnation would want to steal a worthless piece of junk like that? I don't know.
Maybe them aliens, Clam?
Oh, Pete, don't be ignorant. Them aliens don't give a fig for no colored glass. You think if they can build spaceships, they can't make a dadgum barber pole?
Seems
Crazy
unlikely.
Don't know nothing about science.
Let's talk about the alarm system, because that might be pertinent later.
Pastorelli shelled out for an alarm system, all right, but he's too cheap to hire an electrician to hook her up. Dang idiot cross-wired it to the fire sprinkler, so now when the alarm goes off, it sets the sprinkler spraying. Tarnation! Aliens looking for intelligent life ought to stay away from this shop, sure enough.
Sounds like something that we will need to know about later. Let's probe you a little further about aliens.
Well, son, the ways of the alien is a specialized area of woodcraft unknown to all but the wiliest sportsmen. What you
Woodcrafting.
gotta remember is, your average alien is smarter than your average human. So you gotta be extra careful building your blind if you want to bag one.
You hunt aliens.
Alien hunter.
Son, after nailing an alien, you can never go back to quail.
He liked to
What,
nail
you think you
quail?
can get one of those at a swap meet?
Oh, that is nice.
Line your blind with lead to fool their sensing machines.
Sounds
Lay
safe.
real quiet and wait. Preferably in the woods around the nuclear base. Oh, they love messing around out there.
Why not wait outside your field, Clem? Wait for 'em to come a-carving.
Oh, they do their crop doodles with zap guns, you darn fool. Don't you know nothing? Besides, ain't no place to put the blind out in the field. Now, you listen to Clem Parsons if you want to tag an unearthly being. They cross the void, wondering what lies beyond, all the time not knowing that what awaits them is buckshot.
This guy is hardcore. What a hunter. Alright, we'll say goodbye for now.
Anytime, Steve.
You bet. Let's talk to the vertically challenged person here.
Howdy, Steve.
Yeah. Howdy back, Mr.
Pete swell, Steve. Don't you pull my old leg now.
You kidder.
Change your mind about that aluminum siding?
What are you talking about?
I really think you should talk your father into buying some. He can afford it. And I can't stress enough the value of some really fine aluminum siding. Keeps it warm in the summer, cool in the winter, and it keeps out the sheep. Pastorelli ought to look into some, but I can't get him to understand a word I say.
Looks like he's not really looking to keep the sheep out anyways.
Can't understand why Pastorelli keeps that nasty thing in here. Must remind him of the pastures in Italy.
Or maybe an old girlfriend.
Kinda like why I keep wrenches under my pillow, so's I can dream about plumbing.
Well, let's talk about plumbing briefly, because other than that, I don't think you have much to say.
Well, I seen the end coming for the aluminum siding game.
Your aluminum
so
siding
I took the mail course
salesmanship
and learned
game is
how to
weak
be a
sauce.
plumber. Now, there's a business that never lets up. You'd be surprised what people flush down the toilet.
Alright, don't really care about your plumbing either, so let's say goodbye for
Nice
now.
to see you again, Steve.
We'll check out something else. Alright, let's look down in the southern end of town. There's a missile base here. We've got a meat plant where Dad works. And we've got Guy Memorial School. Let's check out the meat plant. Looks welcoming. Very inviting. A red brick building with a horrible stench coming from within. Yeah, slaughterhouses usually don't smell too good, I imagine. Well, this looks nice. It's in them barrels. Whatever is in these barrels smells extremely bad. I'm not sure I really want to know. Can't do anything with the cats. Oh, that looks good. Examine the splotch. This used to be a kitty cat. It looks like that their beef production has come to a halt. Who's this fine person?
Steve, how's your father? Is he better?
About the same, I guess.
He's been away from work for weeks, and when I call your house, your mother won't let me talk to him.
I haven't seen him either.
This is a fine kettle of fish, I must say, though I am glad to see you taking an interest in the business in your dad's absence.
Who are you?
Aw, Steve, I didn't want to believe that amnesia hokum. Now you're saying you don't remember your pal Pat O'Reilly?
I am such a kidder. Well, let's talk about Dad's illness.
What exactly is wrong with your dad?
I don't
It's
know.
me.
I can't get in to see him.
Seems like Mom fucked him and now he's laid up. What's with all the cats?
What's with all the cats? This a slaughterhouse or a kennel?
Oh, them? They eat the scraps, that's all.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's
look
all.
at them. Isn't there some kind of health department that keeps tabs on these things?
Are you going to work at the health department, Steve? Or here?
Yeah, Steve. He does seem a little defensive. Let's find out.
Maybe I get sick of do-gooder busybodies sucking around here all the time. A man's up to his elbows in guts all day, every day.
Nice.
What more do they want from him?
Well, you are a butcher. Let's talk about my amnesia.
Look, I'm not kidding about the amnesia. Why won't anyone believe me?
Well, you always were such a kidder, Steve.
Fucking
Funny
kidder.
how that's beginning to sound like a stock answer. Like it was coached.
You sure are acting like a kidder, son. With your dad ill, you're gonna need to start behaving like an adult. Especially if you're gonna take over the family business.
Well, this family business topic keeps coming up, so let's click on
You
it.
may come to realize that this business is not for everybody. Just ask your poor, ill dad. It takes dedication and a strong stomach.
Like the cat hair mixed in with
A
that
lot of
blood.
times, when I'm finished scrubbing up and digging the bits of intestine out from my fingernails, I must confess I don't have much appetite for red meat.
Should wear some
But
gloves.
red meat is one of the principal food groups, and you've got to have it.
Got it.
So when you can do this all day and help yourself to a juicy red steak afterwards, then by golly, you can call yourself a butcher.
Fucking A.
Of course, amnesia would certainly help that, wouldn't it?
Alright. I don't think we got anything else here but meat to talk about.
Come to think of it, I don't see any cattle around here. Where do you keep the animals?
Does it matter? The end product is all the customer cares about, Steve. And we only carry the finest meat.
Cat meat.
Only the juiciest cuts.
This place is so sanitary.
Once you take over the business, you'll realize the importance of maintaining quality while cutting costs. We know what we're doing here, Steve. If we didn't, would the lodge use us to cater their affairs?
Haha. Let's see, we got a couple choices here. Don't really want the meat. Let's talk about the lodge.
Listen, Steve. I've never met a group of individuals as upstanding as the Order. You ought to think about joining the lodge. You really should.
Everybody seems to be pushing for this lodge business.
The Order of the Harvest Moon sponsors a weenie roast on the lodge grounds every summer, which we cater. Though they
Wonder what
tend to
kind of
get their meat
weenies they're
elsewhere
roasting.
the rest of the year.
I wonder why.
Heck, the best way to find out is to sign up with them. They're a great organization, Steve. They do wonderful work, just like us butchers. They do what needs to be done and expect nothing in return.
Then how do they support themselves? Membership dues?
From what I hear, the work is its own reward.
Huh. Alright. We've talked about those other topics. There was some others that would have liked to have addressed, but we'll do it next time we're here. Because we will have to come back to each of these locations.
Don't be such a stranger, Steve. And my best to your dad.
Yeah, we'll do. Alright. What else we got? Let's go to the school. The school. Can't inspect the school, only go in. The bake sale. Who's this dude? Principal Herald. I wanted to talk to the principal. Can I?
Steve, good of you to drop by, big guy. Haven't seen you since graduation. A lot of changes, I hear.
You bet.
You could say that.
Getting married.
Good, good. That's a nice part of my job. Turning fine young men and women out into the world. And then
I bet he
watching
turns
them
out
prosper.
quite a few young women.
Of course, I was able to reach more people at the old Sentinel, God bless her. But then again, I never got to see the results of my work up close before.
Who are you?
You know very well I'm Mr. Herald, principal of Gain Memorial. Steve, I've heard about this amnesia nonsense. I had hoped you'd be in the lodge by now.
He's
fine young
disappointed.
fellow like yourself. But now, I think maybe you need a little more quality time.
This quality time sounds ominous. What do you mean?
What do you mean, quality time?
Some, like Miss Whaley, favor stern discipline, corporal punishment, as a means of socialization. Myself, I temper discipline with love.
Fuck, he's
Quality
dirty.
time can be such a warm, sharing experience. After just a few sessions, you'd stop this amnesia nonsense and become a productive member of society and a fit candidate for the lodge.
Fucking lodge. Let's talk about it.
Big guy, borrowing some quality time. The greatest gift I can bestow upon you as your former principal is a word of advice. Join the Order of the Harvest Moon at any cost. Within the lodge lies your future, and without dust.
Damn. You are my principal? Why are you calling me big guy?
Why do you keep calling me big guy?
A sign of respect, lad. As principal, my station is higher than yours now, but you never know what the future holds, so you should always hedge your bets and pay tribute to your inferiors. You never know who will come to power, or who, even now, wields it behind the scenes. For all I know, you might already be a member of the Order, with access to the lodge. If that were the case, you'd be my superior, and I'd
But I
be
thought you
all
were
that
disappointed.
much better off having shown you respect and spent some quality time with you.
Oh, no thank you. I don't really care to know about your quality time anymore. Or the fact that you were my principal. Sounds like there's some psyche-shattering information behind that. So, let's say goodbye.
Drop in again soon. Adult education is a wonderful thing, as is adult quality time.
Stop talking about that. Let's go into this classroom again. Take a look around at some of the students. The children look stunned and zombified. Oh, that sounds about right. A projector carefully engineered to sound good when played underwater. Okay. Even the paper cutouts look stunned and zombified. Oh wait, I wasn't done. Let me back. Let's look at this teacher person.
My goodness, class, this is Stephen. He used to be a student here at Gein Memorial. Say hello, class. They're reticent. The educator's gravest problem today is the apathy of the students.
What's wrong with their
Heads. I can tell you in one word, Stephen. Discipline. Thank goodness you weren't a sulky bear. You were always a smiley bear.
Especially after
And
spending quality time with the principal,
remember
I'm
me?
sure.
Not as such. So many pupils, Stephen. They come and they go. But I can always spot those who were nice boys. You can tell from the forehead. The lobes. Right, class?
Oh, she's one of those.
I'm glad you stopped by, Stephen. Would you care to say a few words to the class about civic responsibility?
Not really. I was just passing through.
I'm not an
Oh,
educator.
but you must, Stephen. A positive role model might be just the thing to inspire these little monsters.
Fuck.
Stephen, have you any questions for me? Or shall I continue with class?
Let's see. I have some questions.
Ask away then.
How nice of you. Don't really care about Harvest, the lodge. I would like to know more about your corporal punishment.
We don't practice corporal punishment here.
That's not what I
never
heard.
believed in that old adage, spare the rod and spoil the child. A rod is too thin, but a baseball bat,
Fuck yeah.
that bridges the generation gap quite nicely.
Jesus.
Oh dear, Colonel Monroe is conducting another air raid drill. Everyone into the hallway, quick!
They've learned their duck and cover well. I'm sure that bat helped.
If an A-bomb hits, what good is it gonna do to duck and cover?
Oh, Jesus. That'll teach him. Fuck.
My stars, that was exciting.
Exciting for her, I guess. Let's ask her about the lodge and then we'll
This
wrap
lodge.
that up.
What do you know about it?
The building itself, like Harvest, was constructed with a specific purpose in mind. That noble intent is known only to those within the Order. You're at about the right age to join them, Stephen, and you will do so if you care about your future.
Well, that didn't open up anything new except for Harvest, so we're gonna say goodbye and get out of this fucking hellhole.
Stop by any time, Stephen.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm sure we'll have to come back, though. Well, that was gruesome. Can we go in any of these places? Check out the lockers, which are riddled with Inexplicable stains and dents. I think we know why. Let's get out of here. Alright. What else can we check out here in this episode? There's a TV station. Let's take a look-see. Too busy drinking and smoking. They ignore you. Those Native Americans. Damn them for their drinking and smoking. A silver Tucker with a yellow interior. There's lots of Tuckers in this town. Let's go inside and see what gives. Oh, this is where they make the cowboy show. A fairly primitive form of mind control in the applause sign. A corny western backdrop, complete with a cardboard teepee. Alright. Who we got here?
Stay tuned, buckaroos. There's more to come on Range Riders Cowboy Roundup. So don't go away.
That guy looks so motivated.
And what's your name, hombre?
Steve.
Steve's a swell name. My dog's name is Steve. Would you like my autograph, Steve? You'd want to talk to Mr. McKnight, buckaroo. I'm just Range Rider, the cowpoke's cowpoke. You gotta excuse me, youngin'. I gotta ski-daddle to the watering hole and back before the commercial's over.
Didn't know they broadcasted live here, but that makes sense. Let's ask him about all the violence he's been exposing my younger brother to.
Violence? What about it?
Yeah, I think I like the blood and gore in the show. Let's see what you have to say.
What red-blooded American doesn't? Nothing
Damn
like
right.
an exploding head to get the blood pumping. Literally, that is.
Even so, do you think society pays a heavy price for the violence in the media?
Of course they pay a heavy
Such
price.
a 90s question.
Just look at the net profits. They'll line up around the block to see a good slaughter.
That's
now,
true.
Excuse me, we're going back on the air.
I guess I cock-blocked his bar trip. Who else can we talk to here or do? Doesn't look like much. The seats. Either the show isn't compelling, or no one wanted to be taken out by friendly fire. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a great place to hang out. Let's get out of here. Talk to Mr. McKnight.
Hey, Sport. This is a private office.
Yeah, I know, Mr.
McKnight. I own and operate this station. Have you brought me some news for tonight's broadcast, or...
I've lost my memory. That's news.
Hardly.
The hell it is. You always were a kidder, Steve.
You fucking kidder.
Any real news to tell me?
Actually, I was just wanting to know more about the TV station.
Hey, WHAR is the only television station in Harvest.
Floor.
Since the old Sentinel went under, what with the newspaper building burning down and all, we're golden. Nobody competes with us, Sport.
I wonder if you have something to do with the building burning down. That is an odd coincidence.
Hey now, Sport, that's an irresponsible allegation. I had nothing to do with that fire. Just because WHAR may have benefited from it and I danced on the ashes a little, doesn't mean I torched the place. You can ask Sheriff Dwayne. If you have any doubts.
You seem awfully touchy on the subject, Sport.
I'm touchy when people try to muscle their way into my business. I'd appreciate it if you'd leave my office and don't come back.
Oh, we'll be back. I guarantee it. Nothing really to look at here, apparently. Very poor reception. Strange, since the broadcast originates from here. Let's get out. Alright, the TV station was a bust. Edna's Diner sounds like a great place to stop. Let's check out the burned out newspaper building, though. See what gives with that. Looks pretty fucking bombed out. What's left of the newspaper building after an extreme fire? The 3 fire hydrants, and the building still burned down? I'm guessing it was all on purpose. Well, that was cute. Let's get out. So that's it for now, kids. Unfortunately, I can't record much on this tiny SD card I'm stuck with, and I often run out of space before I realize it. So I've probably played this game a lot more than you've seen at this point, but that's no problem. I'm happy to do it for you. Stay tuned for part 3, hopefully coming out within the week. I'll very humbly ask you to go to subscribe to me on BitChute, because fuck YouTube, still. And I'm going to start looking into new support options for anybody who wants to support me. I'm going to check out Maker support, maybe start something there. Drop a like down below, or a dislike. Leave a comment, it's always appreciated. I do respond to comments, if I ever get any. So if you still want to support me on Patreon, I will keep that open. You can send me your sexy hate money there. Perhaps that'll help me buy a bigger SD card so I can do longer videos for y'all. But until next time, I've been Dick Richard RiZzO. You've been great, I suppose. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.